At Seasonal Encounters Branson, get ready for an unforgettable experience. This adventurous attraction offers a wide range of interactive activities for learning and play. Come join our family as we show you around Seasonal Encounters Branson. But first, let's roll that intro.
When you arrive at Seasonal Encounters Branson, you will want to go inside to check in and purchase tickets if you've not already done so online. After checking in, a kind employee will give you a wristband for the adventures that you will be doing for the day. At Seasonal Encounters Branson, your experience might vary depending on the time of year that you visit. There's an area of the attraction that rotates seasonally to match the time of year and the holidays that surround your date of visiting. For this particular video, we visited around the Christmas season, so we look forward to showing you Santa's Adventureland in the second half of this video. However, first, we're going to talk about the area of the attraction that will remain consistent throughout the year. We're talking about Jurassic Land.
Jurassic Land is obviously the perfect place for the dino lovers in your family. But even if members of your group are not necessarily dino pros, this area of Seasonal Encounters is a fantastic hands-on learning experience for everyone who visits. Something very cool about this adventure is that you have your very own dino wrangler who is assigned to guide your group through Jurassic Land. Our dino wrangler led us to the first stop of the journey, where we learned about the Ankylosaurus. We learned about how these dinosaurs grew to protect themselves and that they were herbivores, eating mostly foliage. Our girls even had a chance to ride on this dinosaur for a test run to make sure that they can handle the next step of the journey, which is riding a moving dinosaur.
Luckily, both girls passed the test with flying colors, and they were both ready to take in some more knowledge about the saber-toothed tiger, learn about emu eggs and how unique each one can be, and also view some mummified oviraptor eggs.
Big question for you all at home. Have you ever ridden a dinosaur? Let us know down below in the comments. Also, if you are enjoying this video and would like to see more suggestions of things to do as a family in Branson, Missouri, then please hit that subscribe button and give us that big thumbs up like. We would love to stay connected with you all and keep bringing you Branson-related content.
Well, to answer our own question, the answer is yes. Our children always enjoy Jurassic Land because they actually get a ride on Dilophosaurus dinosaur. And if you have an adventurous little one, they might even want to ride only holding on with one hand. This is certainly a memory that you will want to capture of this prehistoric adventure.
After your littles leave the saddle, it's time to dig up some fossils. Our 6-year-old absolutely loves activities like this because she has the desire to become an archaeologist in her future career. See if you can guess these dinosaurs as the kids uncover them. And don't worry, your dino wrangler will be right there to help you identify each one.
Something that we haven't mentioned yet is that Seasonal Encounters also gives guests the opportunity to meet some live animals up close and personal. At this next stop, you'll have a chance to meet 2 sulcata tortoises. Did you know that these tortoises can actually feel if you're petting their shell? That's right, they have nerve endings in their outer shell where they can sense if someone is patting, rubbing, tapping, or scratching it. Our kids learn that from our dino wrangler, and the learning continues each time we visit.
After meeting our tortoise friends, it was time to get creative with these cool LED light boards. Our kids absolutely loved drawing pictures and writing messages on these neat tablets. They were easy to use and easy to erase when the kids wanted to start a new project.
This next activity is by far our 4-year-old's favorite spot in Jurassic Land. This 9D augmented reality sandbox is a total hit. It lets guests dig, build, and choose the terrain for dinos to explore. For more bodies of water, just dig a deeper hole in the sand. To build land and mountains, pile the sand into a mound. There were even dino figurines to play with in the sandbox. So fair warning, parents, it might be difficult to get your little ones to move on from here, because it truly is a favorite activity for most.
While our 4-year-old was still distracted in the sand, our 6-year-old found a new friend when our dino wrangler brought out a huge cockroach. So for those of you with brave kiddos, they just might be able to hold these little guys too. Have no fear though, they will not have to hold them if they don't want to.
With the learning continuing, let's head into the Jurassic Land laboratory. Our dino wrangler led the girls through an experiment to create their own test tube creatures. Kids will pick out a small colored capsule of their choice, pour their favorite color of water mixture into the test tube and close it. Then it's time for the science experiment dance, which we're sure Charlie would be happy to show you. Guests will carry these test tubes throughout the rest of their adventure and also take them home. Eventually, kids will get to see what type of test tube creature emerges.
Some really neat artifacts are here to explore in the lab as well. Guests can get an up-close look at different dinosaur claws, bones, and fossils. It's one thing to learn about these things and see pictures in a textbook or online, but it's a whole other learning experience to get to see them up close in person.
While kids are looking at the interesting findings in the lab, the Dino Wrangler brings in a new little friend who enjoys meeting new guests. Be gentle with this baby Spinosaurus though, those little teeth are sharp. While the kids are having those cute interactions with the dinosaur, the Dino Wrangler also throws in some fun educational facts about the dinosaur in his arms.
Meeting the baby Spinosaurus is a great segue to get everyone ready to meet the big dinosaurs waiting in the mystic jungle. These large animatronic dinosaurs are super cool to encounter up close. However, please remember not to touch them without your Dino Wrangler's permission. A cool added experience in this section is to grab a scavenger hunt sheet so that everyone can find the different dinosaurs on the list. Our kids really loved having this added piece of adventure and getting to ask the Dino Wrangler questions throughout the Mystic Jungle.
Something that was really cool in the Mystic Jungle is the dig site where kids can pan in the sand for covered treasures. Our kids were able to uncover several shark teeth, which was super exciting for them. However, they do ask that guests only take one treasure home per person from this dig site area.
There are several different kinds of dinosaur eggs and baby dinos hidden throughout this mystic jungle. But did you happen to see the Charliosaurus and the Carci-Rex? They're quite rare. Hopefully, you will get to visit all of the fun here at Jurassic Land soon. But this adventure is definitely not over.
Remember how we talked about the rotating seasonal adventures? Well, in this current episode, we visited around the Christmas season, so Santa's Adventureland was next on the agenda. Our Dino Wrangler left us in the ever-capable hands of Santa's elves who led our family to the letter-writing station. Because everyone knows that a letter to Santa is pretty necessary each year before December 25th. Our kids were very prepared and ready to write their letter with 3 things in mind to ask on their wish list.
After they pinned their letters, it was time to mail the letters off to Santa in his very special red mailbox. However, the mail only sends off to him if kids tap the mailbox 3 times and blow on the letter before placing it in the mailbox. Then whoosh, off to Mr. Claus it goes.
The magic doesn't stop with the mailbox though. Our crew next headed to the North Pole via a magical flight portal. This part of the adventure was really neat for everyone. Notice how we rise up from Branson before flying to the North Pole. Of course, we needed to have a little magic at the end of our adventure to find Santa's home though. As we came in for a landing, the girls had to ring the doorbell before we were greeted by Mrs. Claus herself. Of course, no trip to the North Pole is complete without a little snowfall.
As we escaped the harsh North Pole conditions, we were invited into Mrs. Claus's special baking kitchen to decorate Christmas cookies. We all know who loves cookies at the North Pole. Well, in this case, I guess it was the Branson Fam, because we ate our cookies right up after we decorated them.
Mrs. Claus told us some great stories about Santa and his reindeer, especially Sweet Rudolph. We also learned about the Grinch and how he had escaped out of the North Pole into Branson. Carson was really worried about this, so if anyone has seen the Grinch, tell him that Mrs. Claus orders him to go back to the North Pole so he doesn't try to steal Christmas again.
In the meantime, your group might want to snap a fun family photo in the Grinch's den. The girls and I hopped right in for a photo op. But then our own family Grinch, aka Paul, jumped in for a family photo too.
After finishing up in Mrs. Claus's special baking kitchen, it was time to zip over to Elf University where we were able to fill out elf applications. It was a tough choice to decide which kind of elf to apply to be. Charlie applied to be a reindeer trainer elf and Carson applied to be a toy builder elf. While the applications were being reviewed, it was toy building time because every kind of elf has to pitch in to build in toys at the North Pole. I mean, just think about how many kids ask for toys each year. Each child was given pieces to build a toy top. The head toy building elf gave us directions and then green light to start hammering away.
Charlie and Carson both built awesome tops that worked perfectly. After testing for functionality, it was time to decorate them. This is where the kids can really get creative and make the toy their own, with personal custom designs and colors. Though our kids were super excited to play with their new tops, they were also extremely excited to find out that their elf applications had been approved. You're looking at Santa's newest reindeer trainer and toy maker at the North Pole.
Speaking of Santa, we were still yet to meet him at the North Pole. So guess what's next? That's right, each group of elf families has a chance to meet with their new boss. Our kids had so much fun telling Santa all about their fun adventures from earlier, as well as how good of elf workers they will be for him. Carson, of course, had to remind Santa that we would need to keep an eye out for the Grinch in Branson. This interaction with Mr. Claus was absolutely adorable and priceless.
When our time with Santa had come to a close, we were magically transported back to Branson, Missouri. Though we might have brought a little bit of the North Pole back with us because elf games were set up right outside the portal. Now, the morning we attended was quite rainy and muddy, so we didn't have a chance to play them all together. But we do have some adorable photos from our previous adventures and also from our friends at Seasonal Encounters Branson.
We did, however, have a chance to enjoy this adorable snow globe. Let's just say that Jamie was living her Christmas-loving dreams in there.
We do also want to mention that Seasonal Encounters has animal encounters throughout the year. We have loved meeting reindeer, rabbits, a baby kangaroo, a miniature pony, camels, and so much more. Make sure that you check their website and social media pages to see which animals will be available for your visit during their rotating seasonal themed adventures.
We hope that you and your family have a chance to visit Seasonal Encounters Branson soon. It truly is an adventure that the whole family can enjoy and be involved with. Happy holidays from all of us, and until our next adventure, fam, we'll catch y'all later.